Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ayana. No, for real. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. Yeah. Today I'm just going to be answering some questions that y'all had in the comments. I could have easily just wrote y'all back, but to be honest, there are like over 100 comments and questions. But I just felt like I just wanted to make a video of it because that way I can answer all your questions thoroughly instead of having to like type it, because then I'm had to like short y'all on the answers because that's a lot of typing. But yeah, I'm just gonna go over. I'm not gonna answer every single question, so if I didn't answer a question or if you have another question, just feel free to comment it in the section below and let me know if I didn't go over something, okay? But yeah, wait, before I do this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like this video. Alright, so somebody asked, what kind of needle do you use for small beads on thicker string? Y'all, I only use one needle. It's called a big eye needle. Matter of fact, so this is a whole bunch of them. Now these ones, these are in big eye needles, so it is two different needles. This, to be honest, I'm not sure what it's called, but this needle right here, I don't use like regular sewing needles. I used to, but now I don't. I either use this needle or a big eye needle. So this needle right here is literally like really long. Some of them come shorter. I actually prefer like half of this size, like probably like that big, but this one is long. It splits open like this, so this is really convenient because all you do is take your thread and you put it in here and you pull it down and it locks right down here in this section. It don't move. Like, I promise you, these needles are really good. These needles I actually sell on my website. They come inside the kit, so if you order a kit, you will receive 2 of these needles, so you don't have to worry about searching for the needles, because it can be really annoying. I understand, trust me. And if it's not that needle, I'm using a big eye needle. My needle, don't judge my needle, it's all beat up because we be really beating here. But this is the needle that I use. It's called a big eye needle, and you see it looks like a regular sewing needle, but the only difference is the eye is really wide, okay? So that way you can put all your thread in. I don't know if y'all can see this, but if you Google a big eye needle, it's gonna pop up. They do have different sizes and stuff like that, but I don't think they get no thicker than this, if I'm not mistaken, because I have no problem like ordering these and they all come like the same size. The only difference is like the length, and the length is really your preference, so it depends on what you're beating out of, if you need a shorter needle or a longer needle. All right, so what I mean is, if I'm beating out of this thing right here, I'm gonna probably want to use a longer needle. I probably can use a longer needle because it's kind of longer, but if I'm beating out of this container, it's a little shorter, so I'm gonna use a needle that could fit into this container, because a long needle might be hitting the walls. You get what I'm saying? Okay, you get it. All right, so and I use that for regular string, elastic. Y'all, I use one needle for everything. That's why my needle looks like bent out of shape, because I use one needle for everything. And I definitely recommend that you buy at least 2 or more needles, because you lose them, they're really like tiny, so like you could easily lose it, and you'll be mad if you lose your needle or misplace it and you're going to be and you gotta wait till the store open or you gotta buy more. It's really annoying. So just you always want to have extra needles. Definitely important. Somebody said, do you find that Stretch Magic also stretches out of shape? I honestly do. But so my thing with Stretch Magic is, and trust me, I know I say use this string for elastic, but that's the best elastic string that I have found, and I have used quite a few. So Stretch Magic is better for me when I'm making beads. So let me just show y'all. So my waist beads here, remember I made these on my last video. This waist bead has still yet to stretch out of shape. Like, it's still good. Y'all can actually see, remember I tied it up here and it was pretty tight. Now it's down here because it's I actually lost more weight. So yeah, all my waist beads have actually dropped, which is a really good thing. But this one here has not stretched out of shape. But say if I had my Stretch Magic string down here, which I honestly wouldn't recommend that you put your elastic string down here, because it's different from when you have permanent, and when you try to go to the bathroom you might be pulling them a little bit. That's the only time I found that Stretch Magic do stretch out of shape is when I go to take my pants off. I'll actually take my waist beads off with my pants. Or if you're a person that don't want to keep your waist beads on, you keep taking it off. That's when I found that Stretch Magic actually do stretch out of shape when you keep stretching it too much. It does. But like a first stretch to put it on is not going to be out of shape when you first put it on. But I would definitely recommend if you are using Stretch Magic string that you keep it on and you kind of want to tie it up higher up. And I did order a bunch of other elastics from different places just to try those to see how it stretches out of shape and stuff like that. But like I said, Stretch Magic has been the best that I've found so far. But those are my recommendations. So tie it higher and do not keep removing it. That's the only thing. I hope I answered that question pretty good. Okay, and a couple of y'all were saying y'all couldn't get on my site. My site is now back up. Everything is back running. So you're good to go. I love your comments. I really do love your comments. There's so many comments, so it'd be kind of hard to respond to everybody. But I be trying my hardest to respond. But y'all comments are really just so supportive and loving, and like y'all are the genuine love. I love it. I really do. I really appreciate y'all because y'all keep me going. Like these comments, keep them coming because it makes me want to keep doing videos. And let me just say this. I already know by the time I post this video, y'all, I'm gonna be at 1,000 subscribers. No, I don't know what it was, but it's lit. I love y'all. Yes, and y'all give really, really good advice. Y'all really do give really good advice. Trust me, I be listening. Don't think that y'all can't give me no advice. I'm all ears, okay? I'm still learning. I'm just showing y'all my method and what I know, but that don't mean that I'm 100% right, okay? I just know that what I do, it works for me, and I haven't had any complaints from my customers. So yeah, so that's was like, but it's always, I'm always open to learn because it's always some new things and new ways that I might not know. But let me just say this though, I did order a pair of what? I didn't order no weed, but I did order some waist beads from Ghana, and I got them made from Ghana. And I looked at, and I just ordered it just to see, like, because I want authentic African waist beads. Like, I want to make sure my waist beads are as close to the real thing as possible. And I did notice that I actually use, my method is actually really, really close to being authentic Ghana waist beads. So that actually was really decent. So I just wanted to share that. I like that. I did it. It literally made the same exact way. And to be honest, I'm not trying to be like, but mine's actually did. My method actually did look better. So, and I love that y'all starting your businesses. Y'all selling. I love that. Like y'all doing it. People really saying like sending me pictures. I really am so happy that y'all doing this. It's working for y'all. Made me happy. Okay, so somebody asked, what is the difference between clasp and the other one? So, as far as I know, you have 3 different types of waist beads. You have the ones with the clasp, you have elastic, and you have permanent. So, the ones with the clasp, it would be like kind of like a necklace. Okay, it's like the necklace clasp. You have 2 different clasps that I know of. So the barrel clasp is the one that you twist. Like you'll twist that one, and a lobster clasp is literally like the necklace one that you like gotta like push down and hook into. That makes sense. So yeah, those are the clasps. The clasp you could take off. I actually would recommend that you remove your clasp before getting in a shower and stuff like that, because the metal will eventually probably turn or break you out. I don't know, depending on your skin type or whatever. The clasp, I would not recommend that you wear those forever. You definitely want to make sure that you're removing those. Then you have the elastic. The elastic, those ones you could take on and you could take off, but they like stretch with you. So if you are a person that wants to gain weight, then you want to see how much you gain, I would recommend that you use elastic waist beads, because the clasp, the permanent ones will eventually pop if you begin to gain weight and you stretch. They don't stretch. So yeah, the elastic stretch. Permanent, it does not stretch. You tie them on and they stay on for as long as they last, until you pop them or until you cut them off. Okay, so those are the 3 that I know of. like I said, permanent. You have to tie them on, you have to cut them. But yeah. Okay. Yes, y'all, I ship worldwide. Like, I could ship almost anywhere that I know of. I don't think I have any limits to where I ship to. Somebody asked, what size beads would you recommend? That's honestly a preference. So if you want smaller beads or if you want bigger beads, it's a preference. Like, let me just show y'all the beads that I have. So these, see how tiny these beads are right here? These beads are, I believe, a 10/0, however you're supposed to say it. They're like a 10/0, but they're really tiny, right? And then you have these beads right here. Dang it. These beads right here, and they're actually, these are like a size 6 or something. They're like a size 6, but I love these waist beads, y'all. They're so pretty, but they're way bigger, way bigger. So like these beads, so it also depends on how many strings. So you see like the string looks like it's thicker and everything. It's because these small beads, I probably could only use like 5 to 6 strings, and this one right here I could use 10 strings. So it's definitely gonna be way more string, but they're way bigger. And I know y'all probably asking, these beads right here, these are called disc beads. So like they're like flat. Y'all can see that. I love these beads, y'all. It's so many different beads that you could use. There's so many different styles and stuff like that. These are also available on my site. And they are one size basically fit all, because this will fit a lot, like majority, most people, they fit up to it like a 3X. So yeah, they can fit just about anybody. Well, most, let me say one size fit most. There we go. But yeah, so I got these beads, but these are size 6 mm. Yep. So yeah, you have different size beads, so it's really a preference whether you want small beads or whether you want bigger beads. And if you see mine's, I have a mix. Majority of mine are small glassy beads, so they're like these, all of these right here, not this one, these are a mix on here, but these right here are size like 10/0. And you got the bigger ones mixed, like all of mine are mixed up. So yeah, it kind of give it, like, I actually like to mix them between the smaller ones and the bigger ones. So like I said, it's really just a preference. It's up to you. Oh yeah, and the bucket of beads that I had on my on the last video where I did the permanent, I got that from Joann. And you could always, if you download the app before going or you get it offline, they always have a 40% off your off of one item or something like that. So you always could get a deal on them. So you could always get them for cheaper. I mean, a couple of y'all told me that y'all got them from Walmart. There was a reason I didn't get them from Walmart. I believe Walmart beads was less. Like, it was cheaper, but it was less beads in there. But it said it was the same thing, but it wasn't. The caddies wasn't as filled as the ones I got from Joann. So that's why I personally didn't get it. But Joann also have this. I can't find my other one that's full. But Joann's have these right here. They come in these tubes. To me, to be honest, I think that these are a little bit on the expensive side, because they're like almost $5 a tube. And to be honest, one tube does not make a full waist bead. Like, it really doesn't. So I have to mix these up. And it's kind of annoying, but y'all, look at this. I love this color. It's like a wood. It's so pretty. I never bought these because they were too expensive. Like, first of all, this right here, this is what, this $35 worth of beads right here. I got these when these joints was like half off. I paid like $2 each. Listen, I'm heavy on the coupons and discounts and deals. I'm not paying nothing on extra if I could go online and order about the same thing for way cheaper. But this is right here, I would recommend. It was, of course, it's way more in here. It comes with like 24 colors, but it has like those little caddies of beads. They actually come with a lot inside of those. And they I love this because it's only $12 and it had 24 different colors. Like, yo, I have a lot of these. I always buy a lot of these. Every time I see them, I buy them because they definitely come in handy. And they're pretty good beads. The majority of my waist beads are made from that caddy thing. So yeah, That's just a thing. You kind of gotta like shop around though. Like right now I found what I found was good is jewelrysupply.com. They had cheap beads. The quality of the beads have seemed pretty good. The only thing, I got like one bad order from them. I don't know why I didn't return it yet. I really do need to contact them and return those because they was bullcrap. But I just tried Fire Mountain beads. It just came in the mail, so I didn't get a chance to try them out yet, but I'm definitely gonna try those out. People that's asking for the video with the waist beads with the clasp, I have all 3 videos up. How to make the ones with the clasps, the elastic, and the permanent. They are all up there, and I tell you all of my methods in those videos. Then the stretchy string that I use is called Stretch Magic. So yeah, I have the permanent string on my site. I definitely love that string. Like, I've had my waist beads on for months and they have not popped. They are good. Like, I haven't popped. I literally only popped one of my waist beads from using that string, and that's because I actually like pulled it super hard while I was doing something. But that string has definitely been really dependable. Like, I haven't had any problems with it. I did order from a couple more places, different threads, but it's the same thing. It's just a different brand, just to try that out. So that way, if I can find something better for y'all, I'm gonna give y'all something better. As of right now, I do have the cotton string that I use is available on my site right now. So yeah, if you want to go there, go ahead. Shipping is free right now. I think I'm gonna give y'all free shipping for a little bit because, to be honest, I personally I'm the type of person that I will put something in the cart, and then once I see the shipping price, I don't want to pay for it. So that's why I want to give y'all a chance to do free shipping, because I know how I feel when I go to order stuff. So I get it. Trust me, I get it. Yeah, a lot of people was giving me referring Fire Mountain, so that's why I tried them. I don't know. A lot of people, they say that if you buy from bulk from Fire Mountain, it's a little bit cheaper. But to be honest, I think I spent like almost $80 on Fire Mountain, and I didn't get nearly as many beads that I got from Jewelry Supply. So I honestly think that Jewelry Supply is way more cheaper than Fire Mountain. But I just want to test the quality of their beads just to see. So I'll let y'all know that in a little bit. Yeah, a lot of people saying like the elastic stretch too much. I'm not sure if you're referring to Stretch Magic stretching too much or just elastic that stretch too much. But if you have that problem where your elastic stretch too much for you, you might want to use permanent waist beads, because that might be better for you. Y'all give out really good advice though. Yeah, as far as getting 5 strings through the needle, that's why I use a big eye needle, because I don't have to worry about thread in each string through them little eyes. Like, I remember when I first started, I was doing it in my eye. I have not too good of a vision. Like, my eyes is not that good. So trying to put all of them strands of string through a small needle, it can be really tedious, and it'll hurt your eyes. So a big eye needle would definitely be better for you. Listen, y'all saying y'all starting these businesses, sis, start your business. Let me just give y'all some advice. If you saying that you want to sell waist beads or you want to start any business, you can literally start posting on Instagram of you through the process that you're learning, that you're better in your craft, because that's going to make people feel more connected to you and to trust you, because they know that you're perfecting your craft. That's gonna make them want to order from you. They know like, okay, well, I'm waiting until she get her stuff together because I want to order from her, because they're more connected to you. So you don't have to post like, oh, I got this for sale. You could just post like, my new craft, y'all, you know, come make it a little creative. Like, I got a new craft, I just started this, blah blah. I'm about to start doing waist beads. Give me a couple months. I know I was posting like, give me to the end of the week. I'm gonna be a beast. Watch. And they like, oh, I can't wait till you're done. I want to do this. I'm gonna do that. So even when I first started, I was starting, y'all. I need to post a picture. I'm gonna post a picture of how my waist beads looked when I first started. Like, I was doing anything because I didn't know, and people really was buying those. Y'all, I made over $200 in like a couple days, and my waist beads was really not there at all. everybody was complaining like they keep popping. That's why you shouldn't rush. Don't rush the process, y'all. I think of something and I just do it. Like I don't wait, I don't hesitate, I just do it. So I'll be like rushing in and stuff. I had to stop doing it. I'm like, no, I need to perfect my craft, but I was still selling them, like, and I was letting people know like they might not be the best, but give me a couple weeks or whatever, they're gonna get better. And which they definitely did get better. And now I have not had any complaints of them popping or anything, so that's really, really good. I'm using cotton thread for mine. With this thread, have you had any spacing issues or come about over time? So over time, no. As long as when you go to tie your waist beads on, you want to make sure that you eliminate all of that spacing. Like they don't eventually like just space out. None of mine do. So no, I haven't had that problem. Oh, I was reading the comments to this one where she was asking about if I had any spacing using a cotton thread. Me personally, no, I have not had any spacing problems using a cotton thread. As far as using upholstery thread, in a picture that I showed before of my waist beads that I started, I was using upholstery thread. That thread is actually way much stronger, but the problem is it pops because it's a thread. It's not cotton. So I say use 100% mercerized cotton thread because string, because it's the mercerized cotton, it'll basically swell and it'll strengthen when it get wet. When you wet a piece of like a thread, let me show you. This right here is upholstery thread. This joint is strong, and I was literally in the aisle like pulling at it. I'm like, all right, this is not popping, so it's gonna work, right? But the thing about it is, it's like the thread, so eventually, like you could even see it start to like whatever it's called, like split up, and eventually it'll all split up like this inside the waist bead. You won't be able to see it, and eventually it'll pop. So once it's like that, it'll pop. Like this will make it pop. So your waist beads won't last as long as you using cotton thread. So that's why I personally recommend that. I mean, if you like to use this, if it works better for you, you could do that. But like I told you, I use so many different threads. I've even used nylon thread, and I had the same exact problem where they wouldn't last long. They would eventually just pop. And they'll pop over anything, y'all. I could literally, like with these waist beads, all of my strings right now are cotton, on cotton string. Some of them are on elastic, like, is it like 2 of them that's on elastic, but most of them are on cotton thread. I could do a lot with these waist beads on, and they don't pop. Like, I'm sorry, I could do really a lot with these waist beads on. They don't pop. It takes for you to really, really do something crazy for them to pop. So that's personally why I recommend them. But yeah, if this works better for you, you can do it. But like I said, I use 100% mercerized cotton, because mercerized cotton, the string will swell and it'll strengthen. So that's just personally why I recommend it. The way that you get the spacing out though, what you have to do is when you're tying them on, let me see if I can demonstrate it, right? It's like when you tying them on, you have to make sure that you're doing this. Like, see how when you start, you don't just wrap them around your waist and tie them like that. Like, you see all that spacing in there? It's all that spacing in there. You have to push all your waist beads down. Hold on. I keep dropping it. So yeah, you have to push all your waist beads down. All of them. They have to be together. You want to make sure that they are all together. Like, no spacing even before you go to tie them around. Because when it's on your back or stuff like that, especially if you have rolls and it's caught in your rolls, if you have rolls and the string is, the waist bead is caught inside your rolls, it can get stuck and it's going to be hard for you to do it. So then when you go to tie them around your waist like this, what you're going to do is, when you have them like that, you want to push them all together back. Push them all back. Make sure you want to keep doing it while you're doing it. Like, you don't want to stop doing it. So like when you go to tie it like this, you want to make sure, like, see how the spacing will automatically come. You want to make sure that you're still doing it like that. You need to make sure, because you see how it'll get stuck back there. So you want to make sure that you're still doing this. And when you go to tie it, you want to make sure that you're pulling it, so that way, not like, you know, of course not pull it super tight where you're popping it, but make sure that when you're doing it, you're closing out the spacing. So then when you go to do this, this is where the part that eliminates your spacing right here. Hold on, I gotta add more beads, But this part right here, this is the part that eliminates your spacing. Like, this is how you eliminate your spacing, is when you're doing this part right here. And then when you go to tie it again, once you make that second, that initial knot, that first knot, you're gonna pull those beads so that way it'll literally eliminate all spacing. And then when you're doing it, you want to check your spacing with your fingers. Now, spacing like this, to be honest, is not super bad, but if it was like this, yes, that's terrible. That right there is gonna hurt. They will pinch the crap out of you. And I know that it's really annoying, but it's if you're having spacing or you're experiencing spacing, but basically what you need to practice is your tying. Your tying is probably most likely the problem, because I don't have any spacing on mine, and I've had my waist beads on for months. Like, I probably had these waist beads on since April, May, like around that time. So yeah. No, I'm not from Baltimore, y'all. I'm from Philly. I'm from Philly. Do I sound like I'm from Baltimore? I think I have a Philly accent. I don't know. No, I'm not. Definitely don't tie your string to the needle. Do not tie your string to the needle. It should be able to just hold into the needle. You don't tie it. As far as the anchors, y'all were asking about the anchors too. My anchors are literally knots. Like, it's knots. So you see the big knot? That's what my anchor is. I just tie a knot, and I just keep tying over and over top of the same knot to make that knot bigger, to make it bigger than the hole of the bead, so that way the bead don't slide off. That's how I make mine. When I first started, I would just put like a big pearl bead at the end. Y'all can see in the other picture, that's what I use as my anchor, a big pearl bead, and I would just tie it around, and that's how I would use mine. I think that part way is cute too. If you want to put little gems at the ends of your waist beads, it's cute. Yeah. So to be honest, I don't know how thick the cotton shred is. I kind of think that they all come in one size, unless you get a bigger strand size. I don't know. I just get one size because that specific one comes in one size. I never really bought like a bigger cotton thread, so I'm not sure about that one. I do have like tons of different, like I have hemp cords, I have a bunch of different strings. I have yet to try on for my waist beads. I'm not sure how those will work. If y'all tried it, y'all can let me know, because I'm honestly not sure. As far as the color fading, I was just always told never to use plastic beads. So if you use plastic beads, that's probably why your color is fading. Or if it's low quality glassy beads, then that's probably why the color is fading. You have to be really careful when you're ordering just from certain people, because some people will be selling glassy beads, but the beads are literally white and they just color over top of them, and then that's why you start getting that fading. I like to use the glassy beads where the color is already inside the bead, because that's where you won't get the fading, because the color is inside the bead, so it won't, you don't have to worry about it. Oh yeah, so yeah, it definitely matters, like, as far as the bead. So like, all right, so when you're making your waist beads, it's very important that you make sure that the string fills the whole of the bead. So it doesn't, so if you got like really thin string, so say if this was like the cotton string that I use, you see how thin this is? You don't necessarily have to look for a thicker string. You just keep doubling it. So like, say if I cut this, of course, and I keep doubling it, and then doubling it, and then doubling it, and now I got like this thick of a string. It make it thicker, of course, because I keep putting more and more. It'll make it thicker. You kind of want to use as much as you can. So like, so say if you gotta try, you have this little small beads and you use 6 strands and it doesn't fit. You might want to take 1 strand out and try 5 strands before you just try 2. Okay, so it's better to use 5 than 2. You want to make sure that hole is literally filled all the way up, because if the hole is filled all the way up, it just make them more sturdier. It definitely will make the waist bead more sturdier. So, and if you're using bigger beads, you don't want to use 5 strands. You probably use 10 strands of string. If that makes sense to y'all. You just want to make sure that the hole is filled. If you're using the elastic string, the elastic string definitely do matter in the size. They do have different sizes of elastic. I know for the glass seed beads that I use is like the 10/0, 12/0. Those elastic strings, the best one to use for that is 0.5 millimeters. That's the best size to use for that. And then of course the bigger the bead, the thicker the string. So the higher the number of the bead, the smaller the bead it is. The lower the number is the bigger the bead. So if you get a size 8 bead, is going to be pretty big. If you get a size 12 or a size 15 bead, it's going to be really small. Glad the teeny beads. So don't think that because you ordered a size 12 bead that it's going to be big. No. Even if that's the same with the needle size, and that's also the same with the string. For some reason, everything in this measurements of waist beads, everything is opposite. So just remember the opposite. If it's a big number, it's small. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up right here. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any more questions or if I didn't answer anything, you know, leave it down in the comment section below. And until next time.